What if the fiercest animals of today had to face the monsters of the past? Imagine a tiger snarling at a saber-toothed cat, or a charging elephant squaring off against a woolly mammoth. Could a modern big cat take down a prehistoric saber-toothed predator? Would an elephant flatten a woolly rhino? These questions ignite our curiosity. We're throwing modern mammals into the ring against some of the most terrifying prehistoric beasts to ever walk the earth. Strength, speed, intelligence, and instinct. Who's got the edge? Let's find out. Also, if you like this content, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button. Thank you. Ground rules and match format. Before the face-offs begin, let's set some ground rules. These aren't random fantasy fights. Each matchup is grounded in real-world data about the animals involved. We consider size, strength, defense, intelligence, endurance, and killing method for each creature. Gorilla versus Gigantopithecus. Our first showdown pits modern against prehistoric primates. A gorilla versus Gigantopithecus. The gorilla is the largest living primate today, but Gigantopithecus was an even bigger ape that lived about 100,000 years ago. Fossils suggest Gigantopithecus stood nearly 10 feet, 3 meters tall, and weighed up to 1,100 pounds, 500 kilograms, essentially a supersized orangutan in build. In contrast, a big male gorilla is around 5 to 6 feet, 1.5 to 1.8 meters tall, and 400 to 500 pounds, 181 to 226 kilograms. At first glance, the extinct ape has a clear size advantage. But bigger doesn't always mean better in a fight. Gorillas are immensely strong, and they're surprisingly agile for their bulk. They live in social groups and have been observed showing strategic behavior. A gorilla also has a strong bite and long canines for defense. Crucially, gorillas can move quickly on all fours and even climb, giving them mobility in a cluttered forest environment. Gigantopithecus was basically a giant herbivorous ape, likely resembling an orangutan. Its great size means it would have immense raw power. Those powerful arms and massive body could deliver bone-crushing force if it actually got hold of the gorilla. Its reach would be greater too, with long arms capable of swinging or shoving. However, scientists believe Gigantopithecus was not a predator or particularly aggressive. I'd give a slight edge to the gorilla. Its mobility, stamina, and more aggressive temperament give it a fighting chance to outmaneuver the giant. A gorilla is a territorial fighter by nature. Gigantopithecus, being a peaceful vegetarian giant, might not match that ferocity. In a prolonged encounter, the gorilla's higher endurance and strategy win out. However, it's a close match. If Gigantopithecus managed to grab the gorilla or land a solid blow, its sheer strength could overwhelm. Tiger versus Smilodon. Next up is a clash of big cats across time. The modern tiger versus Smilodon, the famed saber-toothed cat. This is a dream matchup of two apex predators. The tiger, especially a large Siberian or Bengal tiger, is a swift, stealthy hunter alive today. Smilodon lived during the Ice Age, roughly 12,000 years ago, and was built very differently from a tiger. Tigers are the largest cats living now. A big male Siberian tiger can weigh around 500 pounds, 230 kilograms. Tigers are known for their speed and agility. Their hunting style is ambush, sneak close, explosive leap, and a powerful bite to the throat of prey. Tigers have extremely strong jaws and long canines, and they typically kill by clamping the windpipe or piercing the neck of their prey. They also have sharp 4-inch claws and muscular forelimbs to grapple prey. Smilodon was built like a ferocious heavyweight. It was somewhat shorter in stature than a tiger, but much more robust in build. Think of a lion on steroids with a bear-like front end. The hallmark of Smilodon was its pair of saber teeth, which could reach 7 inches, 18 centimeters in length, like twin daggers protruding from its upper jaw. Its front legs and shoulders were immensely powerful, designed to wrestle heavy prey to the ground. However, those sabers came with drawbacks. They were relatively fragile if used incorrectly. If the fight stays mobile, the tiger has the advantage. Tigers are used to dodging kicks from prey and can turn on a dime. It might attempt to bite the Smilodon's neck or back. However, the tiger must be careful. One wrong move, and it could end up grappled by Smilodon. If Smilodon manages to tackle the tiger, even partially, its incredibly strong arms could hold the tiger in a clinch for a moment, just enough to deliver a devastating stab with its saber teeth. One clean bite to the throat from Smilodon could puncture the tiger's windpipe or arteries in seconds. African elephant versus woolly mammoth. It's a clash of titans, literally. The African elephant, Earth's largest land animal today, versus the extinct woolly mammoth, icon of the Ice Age. Surprisingly, a woolly mammoth was about the same size as an African elephant on average. Many people assume mammoths were much bigger, but the woolly mammoth typically stood around 9 to 11 feet, 2.7 to 3.3 meters at the shoulder, and weighed roughly 5 to 6 tons. That's comparable to a large African bush elephant. The mammoth also carried a shaggy coat of thick fur, adapted for the cold steppes of the Ice Age. The elephant has sparse hair and wrinkled, thick skin. Both animals sport 2 impressive tusks. African elephant bulls often have long, gently curved tusks, sometimes 6 to 8 feet, 1.8 to 2.4 meters long, in extreme cases. Woolly mammoths had tusks that were typically more dramatically curved, almost a full spiral, and could be very long as well. Some woolly mammoth tusks exceeded 10 feet, 3 meters in length. In a head-to-head clash, tusks are like swords or battering rams. The mammoth's tusks, curving outward and then inward, might actually lock with the elephant's more straight-pointing tusks. Here's where we might find an edge. African elephants today are known to be extremely aggressive when threatened, especially bulls and matriarchs. They regularly face down predators like lions, and there are documented cases of elephants attacking or killing rhinoceroses and even small hippos in territorial disputes. Male elephants also go through must, a period of heightened testosterone that makes them exceptionally belligerent. We actually have evidence that male woolly mammoths also experienced must. A recent study of mammoth tusk growth rings showed annual testosterone surges similar to modern elephants. So mammoths likely had a similar seasonal aggression. This is a titanic battle and very close. However, I lean towards the African elephant clinching the win due to its known aggression and tactics. We have many observations of how elephants fight. They are truly fearsome and clever in combat. The woolly mammoth, while equally matched in size and having impressive weaponry, is a bit of an unknown in terms of behavioral ferocity, though it likely was similar. Grizzly bear versus short-faced bear. Now for a bear showdown across epochs. The modern grizzly bear versus the extinct giant short-faced bear. Talk about a heavyweight bout. The short-faced bear of the Ice Age was one of the largest carnivorous mammals ever, and the grizzly is nothing to sniff at either as a top predator today. A large male grizzly in Alaska can weigh around 600 to 800 pounds, 270 to 360 kilograms. Grizzlies are armed with 4-inch, 10 centimeters claws, powerful jaws, bite force over 1,000 psi, and muscle layered on muscle. Now meet the Pleistocene behemoth. The giant short-faced bear of North America, now extinct 11,000 years, was larger than any living bear. Estimates vary, but large males might have weighed 1,500 to 2,000 pounds, 680 to 900 kilograms, with some estimates up to 2,500 pounds, 1,133 kilograms. This bear had long, lanky limbs for a bear. In fact, it was relatively long-legged, leading scientists to suspect it could run faster than today's bears. It had a large jaw with big teeth, capable of crunching bone. Its claws were probably somewhat shorter than a grizzly's, relative to its body, but still formidable. Importantly, Arctodus likely had a different temperament. Being so large, an adult had little to fear, except other giant bears. This one is tough, but I'll say the short-faced bear likely wins in an all-out brawl. It's just too big and strong. One swipe or a bear hug from those long arms could break the grizzly's back. So in most cases, Arctodus is the victor by brute force. However, if by some scenario the fight extended or involved complex terrain, the grizzly's stamina and sharper survival wit could turn the tables. Wolfpack versus dire wolf pack. This matchup is a little different. It's not 1 versus 1, but pack versus pack, since wolves are pack hunters. We're comparing the modern grey wolf with the extinct dire wolf that roamed the Americas during the Ice Age. Grey wolves are highly social predators, typically living in packs. An average adult grey wolf weighs around 80 to 120 pounds, 36 to 55 kilograms. Wolves are built for stamina and cooperation. They have relatively long legs and narrow chests, an adaptation for running long distances. A wolf pack's greatest weapon is its strategy. They communicate with barks, howls, body language, and coordinate to pursue prey, flank it, and take it down together. Modern wolves also have faced a variety of prey, from nimble deer to large moose and bison, honing flexible tactics. A single wolf's bite force is roughly 400 psi, pounds per square inch, but as a pack, they can bring down large animals by cumulative effort. Dire wolves lived in North and South America until about 10,000 years ago. They were similar in appearance to grey wolves, but with some key differences. A dire wolf was larger on average. Estimates suggest around 150 pounds, 68 plus kilograms for a big one, roughly the size of the largest grey wolves. They had a more robust build, thicker legs, a broader head and jaw, and larger teeth relative to their body. In fact, direwolf jaws and carnassial teeth were great at cracking bone to get marrow. Their bite force, scientists estimate, was about 30% stronger than a grey wolf's of the same size. Direwolves have a strength advantage per individual. A single direwolf's bite could do more damage, maybe breaking a modern wolf's leg with a well-placed chomp. However, the grey wolves may use superior tactics and agility. Modern wolves are known for more complex pack strategies. They might feint and attack from multiple sides. If the fight turns into a prolonged chase or series of engagements, the grey wolves might gain the upper hand. They have slightly more lean builds for endurance running. Dire wolves, while certainly capable runners, might not keep up if the fight involves a lot of running maneuvers. From these epic showdowns, one thing is clear. Size isn't everything. The prehistoric beasts were often larger or had fearsome weapons, but the modern mammals brought agility, intelligence, and refined survival skills to the fight. In our hypothetical arena, we saw gorilla outwit giant ape, tiger outmaneuver sabertooth, elephant outduel mammoth, short-faced bear overpower grizzly, but not without a struggle. Wolfpack outsmart dire wolves, and rhino versus rhino end in a stalemate. Each battle hinged on who could play their strengths against the other's weaknesses.